Hello, I'm Dani Rius, and today I'm going to be talking about something that's so important to everybody, and that's relationships. How to improve our relationships. Now, one of the key things is to develop empathy. Now, let me start this way. Now, think about this. Why is it that we only want friendly people around us? Why is it that we want everyone to agree with us? Why is it that we want everybody to love our ideas, to love what we do, and to agree with everything we want? I mean, wouldn't life be wonderful if we got everything we wanted? Well, some would say it would be quite boring, and I agree. There would be no conflicts. Wow, everybody agreeing. Well, guess what? Everybody wants the same thing. So there's a problem. There's a real problem. If everybody wants to be happy, get what they want, have everybody agree to them, and we want the same thing. What happens if we want that same position that somebody else got? Of course, we won't be happy that somebody else got a position, but they actually had as much right as we did to get the position. And we might think, and this is just one example, we might think, hey, but I deserve it. I have been in this job for so long. I know all the ropes. I'd be just perfect for the role. Why did somebody else get it? Now, instead of being happy for the other person, we tend to then ruminate. What did I do wrong? Why? What did I say? People don't like me. And we start ruminating, having all these ideas that are actually not being helpful to us, because we feel put down, and we're putting ourselves even further down, and it doesn't help the other people either, because we're probably going to be talking not so well about that other person who got the job that you wanted, and it just creates more conflict. Now, this is one example, but think about something that you can relate to more. If this doesn't appeal to you, because maybe you're not so career-oriented, maybe you're not interested in a better position or competing for that position, but you're probably going to be competing maybe or wanting something that somebody else does. Say it's about your kids. You want your kids to be the first in something, or to do really well, and they want to get that first role in something, and they didn't get the role, and then they're upset, and then you're upset. They're different scenarios. So look at what happens in your life, so you can start applying what I'm telling you. Because I mean, if things can't be applied, then what's the whole sense of taking in information for information's sake? No, you really want to see how you can apply how to apply this, because you can't improve relationships by reading upon it to gaining more knowledge. It's really how you apply the knowledge. Okay, so how do we create that empathy then? How do we become more empathic? Now, before we get to that, we need to understand why we're not as empathic as would be really useful to get along and always have these wonderful relationships and really get along with people all the time. Be happy all the time. Imagine, that would be amazing. Now, what happens is that when we were young, when we were children, and now I'm talking about psychology here, when we were children, we got all the attention. We got all the love and support that we needed. Well, hopefully we did. And whether we believe we got all the attention we needed or not, the fact is we survived, because in research you see actually that children without any human touch or who are really neglected, they die. They die. There's been studies on that. They actually die. And that's very unfortunate. I mean, there was a case, an article I read about a year ago. I think it was a year ago. And it was somewhere in Eurasia, I believe, that there was a nursery that was losing babies. They were dying. And it was more than regular. So they investigated, and it turned out there were too many babies, too many small children to attend to with too few staff to take care. So yeah, they had all the best intention, but they just didn't have enough human capacity to, touch, to be with the children, to give them the nurture, to nurture them as they really needed to. So unfortunately, some kids died, some babies died. So we do get the attention. We're here thanks to the love of our parents, our caregivers. Maybe we didn't have the best parent in the world. We had a best uncle in the world, maybe our best auntie, our best grandmother, granny. We had somebody who cared for us. And thanks to that, we're alive today. So thank you. Thank the people who kept you alive. I think that's a first good step to develop that empathy, because you can now hopefully get a little more into their shoes and see how important their rule was actually. And so it was very useful when we were children to get all that attention. But as adults, it's more really about giving attention, trying to listen to people's needs, to listen to what other people need. So if we're having trouble with somebody, and we always seem to, well, maybe not always, but often they push our buttons, and we don't know what that's about. Why? Well, there's something about their need that we are evidently not meeting. Or maybe they have fun. They just have fun making us angry. But that's another learning opportunity, actually. So let's go back to empathy. The way that we can actually get more into people's shoes is by trying to see their perspective, because we're like 24/7, we are in our heads. Wherever we go, it's always us. So I hope you have a good relationship to yourself, because otherwise, oh gosh, you've got yourself all the time. So let's have a look then. If relationships are sometimes not that great, maybe we have somebody who is telling us to do this and that, and we don't agree. We're like, I want to do things my way. But somebody's continuously, maybe it's a parent, maybe it's a partner, continuously telling us what we have to do, and we just don't agree. Let's try to see what's going on in their mind, or in their heart, rather, They also want care. They also want attention. Remember, we all need that. That's the need for love and social support is a basic need that we all have. So if we come from that understanding that we need that love and attention, that connection, then maybe we can start transforming the way that we see problems, issues, and see that, hey, okay, maybe I'm not getting what I want. Maybe I'm not getting to convince them that I am actually right. Maybe I don't get that. But maybe there's something about them that we can do to make them happy. Make them happy. In order to do that, though, we need to be patient, to listen. What is their real motivation? What do they really want? Is it really what they're saying, or is there something else? And once we figure that out, then that's when we can start having a real conversation, and not only bickering, getting angry, all angry and tense, because we start communicating from heart to heart instead of, oh, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to get, and having that determination, which might just get things more tense. If you don't have that flexibility to say, okay, how can we make this situation a win-win situation? Okay, they don't agree, that's fine. Okay, acknowledge they don't agree with me. They're not going to give what I want. Okay, now what is a second best situation? What do they want? Why are they getting all grumpy at me? What do they want? And I mean, it's not something that you build immediately and it's like, okay, let's have a quick fix. I'll find out right away. It's something that you work on. Relationships are something that you work on continuously. But if you get that shift from seeing it as people have to feed me, people have to give me what I want, people have to be friendly with me, unless you have unconditional love for everyone, which, you know, if you ask yourself, is this true? Are you really unconditionally giving your love and attention to others? Maybe to your kids, but are you the same with adults? Are you the same with strangers? Probably not. If that is the case, why should they be so caring with you? Why should they pay attention to you and to your needs? So if we can change our view from what can I get to what can I give, and instead of talking, listening more, looking for signs to understand what others are looking for, then that is when you can start a conversation and really start to find that, okay, fine, I'm not going to get what I want, but let's compromise. What can we do where we both feel that we will gain something from this relationship or from this situation? Having that flexibility comes from being empathic, from being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, even though they seem to be pushing your buttons all the time. Because you can finally get into their shoes and see where they're coming from. And you know what? They're probably not bad people. They just have the same needs as we do. Love, social connection, that's a basic need. And in relationships, we need to nurture it. That's me for today, Dani Rius. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com//Dani Rius Coach. Dani Rius is DaniRius.com. And if you go to my website, DaniRius.com//events, you can see events. And there are 2 coming up, actually. And one is about customer services. So if you're interested in relationships with your customers to give them the best, excellent service so that they want to come back, then this is a course you'll want to check out. That's all for me today, and talk to you soon. Bye. Have a great day.